Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're going on an RFI hunt. We're going to track down the most common sources of interference you'll find out there in commercial and industrial sites. Let's get right to it.
Just a quick heads up before we dive in, this is part 6 of a 15-part tutorial we're doing for all you RF technicians out there. It's all based on a fantastic report from Virtualization Options LLC. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into the good stuff.
So, think of this explainer as us building out an RFI most wanted list. We're going to profile the usual suspects you run into day in and day out, from those noisy motors to some surprisingly sneaky lights, so you can spot their unique signatures and shut them down fast. Now here's the thing, and it's really the core of our problem. Most of these culprits aren't trying to be malicious transmitters. Nope. They're just everyday pieces of equipment doing their job, but creating a totally hostile RF environment as a side effect. These are the unintentional radiators, and they're our primary targets. First up on our most wanted list, and let's be honest, this one is probably public enemy number 1, is the variable frequency drive, the VFD. If you're an RF tech, I'm willing to bet you've had a run-in with the noise these things kick out. So what exactly is a VFD? Well, it's a motor controller. Its whole job is to give you super precise speed control by switching power on and off, incredibly fast. But that high-speed switching, that's the very thing that makes it such a notorious RFI generator, just spitting out a whole mess of harmonic emissions. So how do you spot one in the wild? It's all about its spectral fingerprint. On your spectrum analyzer, it's going to show up as this really distinct pattern that looks just like the teeth of a comb, and these harmonics can reach way up into the VHF spectrum. The really crucial thing to remember is that this noise isn't just radiating from unshielded cables acting like antennas. It's also getting conducted right onto the power lines, poisoning the well for the whole system. Okay, moving on. Next up, we've got a trio of common troublemakers: welders, all kinds of lighting, and industrial automation systems. And each one of these creates a totally different kind of interference. You're looking at a perfect storm for RFI right here. Robotic welders are amazing at what they do, but they're a nightmare for us. They combine the super intense, broadband noise from the welding arc itself with all the switching noise from their own servo motors and control electronics. Let's compare these two because they're completely different animals. On one hand, you have arc welding. That creates transient noise, these short, intense bursts of broadband energy. On a waterfall display, they just look like vertical streaks. But on the other hand, you have modern LED and fluorescent lighting. That's a continuous source. It creates this persistent, steady noise floor, often with some harmonic peaks that just radiates from all the fixtures and wiring in a building. Two very different signatures. You know, in any automated facility, the noise gets really complex really fast. It's never just one thing. You've got servo motors, you've got controllers full of high-frequency switching circuits, and maybe, most importantly, you've got all the unshielded cables that connect everything, and they're all acting like little antennas. Even tiny components like position encoders can add their own narrow-band noise to the mix. All right, let's talk about the sneaky ones, the culprits you might not even think about at first glance. These are the hidden sources, the ones that love to operate on a predictable schedule, like, say, the building's own HVAC system. This is a classic scene, right? These rooftop HVAC units are completely out of sight, out of mind for everybody on the factory floor. But their motors, their compressors, their control relays, they can be huge sources of intermittent RFI. So the big takeaway here, the critical clue is timing. If you're seeing interference that seems to have a mind of its own, popping up and disappearing, one of the very first things you should do is try to get your hands on the building's automation schedule. The cycling for heating, cooling, ventilation, that's a huge clue that could point you straight to a noisy motor starter or a variable speed compressor. Okay, enough theory. Let's see how this stuff plays out in the real world. It's time to open our first case file, a head-scratcher involving some perfectly timed interference. So here's the setup. A food processing plant is having its VHF radios totally knocked out by these big broadband bursts. But here is the golden clue, the key to the whole mystery. The interference hits like clockwork, every 90 seconds. So what's your first guess? So how'd the tech on-site crack this one? They followed the breadcrumbs, step by step. First, spectrum analysis confirmed those timed bursts. Easy enough. Next, a little direction finding pointed them to the northwest corner of the production floor. And then, the critical step. They correlated the timing of the interference with the operational cycles of the equipment in that area. And boom, there it was. a robotic palletizer running on a perfect 90-second duty cycle.
And the solution? This is the best part. It was surprisingly simple. They installed some ferrite chokes on the robot's unshielded motor cables, cleaned up the grounding, and just like that, a massive 35 dB reduction in interference. Case closed.
Now, for a totally different kind of challenge. That last case was a sniper hunt. This next one, this is a whole other beast. Our second case file is about something way more insidious, a pervasive, facility-wide ghost noise that was causing absolute chaos. Imagine this scenario. You get called to a huge manufacturing plant, and literally everything wireless is failing. Wi-Fi, sensors, two-way radios, the works. You pull out the spectrum analyzer and just see a mess, a severely elevated noise floor across a massive range of frequencies, but only when the production lines are running. There's no distinct signature, just noise. What in the world could do that? The culprits weren't one big bad machine. It was an army of little ones. Turns out the facility had used low-cost, unshielded DC power converters all over the plant floor. Each one by itself wasn't a huge problem, but when you have dozens of them all radiating their switching noise from their casings and their cables, they combine to create this devastating facility-wide blanket of RFI. The fix for this one was a grind, a long-term project. They had to systematically replace every single one of those cheap converters with properly filtered EMC-compliant models. But the result was totally worth it. They saw a 25 to 30 dB drop in the noise floor across the board. All their wireless systems just came back to life. It's a powerful lesson in how lots of small distributed sources can create one giant headache. So let's do a quick review of our most wanted lineup. This is your field guide, right? Remember the comb signature of VFDs? Those sharp, transient bursts from welders. And the continuous hum from modern lighting. Always be aware of the complex noise coming from automation, the scheduled interference from HVAC, and of course, the cumulative chaos that cheap power supplies can cause. Keep this lineup in your head on your next RFI hunt. We've covered the common culprits, but every tech knows the real world is full of surprises. So I'll leave you with this question. What's the most challenging, the most unexpected, the weirdest RFI source you've ever had to track down?